Blake Lively is being sued again, guys. All right. Second time live today. Let's dive in. It looks like Blake Lively is being sued by a PR firm. We're going to pull apart all the nuances of this. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Ashley Brianna Eve. I'm an astrologer, tarot reader, and pop culture absolutely obsessed. So if you're looking for kind of a fresh take on the breaking pop culture stories, this is the place. Not only is this the place, but we break the breaking news. We break the breaking news here before it even breaks. And what I mean by that is the only reason I'm live right now, I just got off a client call. I've already been live today. The only reason I'm live right now is I got a message. I saw a comment on my live from this morning, because my live this morning, I said that someone's going to, what did I pull? Ruler of Wands. And I pulled the Seeker of Wands with the Chariot. So this was this morning before news broke. And then the Hanged One. So if you guys know and you've been here, the Hanged One has always represented Justin Baldoni. And so the Ruler of Wands is Blake and we had pulled a lot around the Lovers, which is Blake and Ryan. Ruler of Wands, reverse, Blake and Ryan. And someone was coming out, and I said, someone is coming out against Blake to support the Hanged One, Hangman, Justin Baldoni. And I said that this morning. And so I go about my day. I'm feeding my chickens. I'm going out like the crazy chicken lady, feeding all my chickens. And then I have client calls. So I come on for client calls. And I see one of the community members writes, Ashley, you were right. Just saw an article that someone else did come out against Blake. Jed Wallace PR is suing Blake for defamation for mentioning his company in her complaint of being smeared. So we called that here. We do kind of break the breaking news here because, well, astrology and tarot and the energy never lies. But I want to look at this and see what is going on. And guys, you have to stick around because I went to find the original CRD complaint, and I gotta fill you in on that as well. So wait till you see this. All right. So Blake Lively, another day, another lawsuit. I mean, I wonder if that we're so common chill selfie is, maybe not legit. PR company accuses her of defamation. All right. Blake Lively's legal headaches are getting worse. The actress is now being sued by a crisis PR firm for defamation in her ongoing lawsuit battle against Justin Baldoni. And so we're going to go through this. This is on TMZ. They always seem to have, I'm back. You guys, this morning, you're like, Ash, how often are you live? And I'm like, I try once a day. But you guys, you have one of the community members to thank about this because I got tagged in this morning's live. Saying, Ashley, you were right. I just saw that someone else came out because we pulled those cards this morning. Hello. It's so nice to see you. Thanks for joining. We pulled those cards this morning saying that someone was coming out to support Justin in opposition to Blake. We saw this in the cards, guys. It never lies. Daily Blinds are reporting Colleen Hoover is also luring up. Yes, we did. Jessica, did you see this morning? We did that too. We talked about that. Mm-hmm. Yep. We're on the same wavelength. We pulled that up. I love Daily Blinds. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes from that and what they had promised her. Whew. Guys, thankfully I'm feeling better and I don't have the flu anymore. Well, still a bit of a sore throat, but we're here. We're doing this. The tea waited until I felt a little bit better. Okay, so Blake was slapped with a new lawsuit by Jed Wallace and his company, Street Relations, Inc., after she named both parties along with Baldoni and her December 2024. Guys, wait till you see this, though. I want to be a spoiler alert. I'll show you guys in a second. California civil rights complaint for bad behavior related to the filming of It Ends With Us. So this is the text message from, looks like redacted, to Jennifer Abel. Hi team, so far extremely limited pickup on Daily Mail or Page 6. We'll continue to keep an eye out and send pieces as needed, but so far it's been steady coverage on pure speculation. We've also started to see a shift on social due largely to Jed and his team's efforts to shift the narrative towards shining a spotlight on Blake and Ryan. Again, we'll continue to send links and screenshots, but wanted to send an update in the meantime. From Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel, can I start a signal thread with you, me, and Jed, just in case you need him to connect you to Brian because they're very close. Wallace accuses Blake of falsely lumping his firm into the allegations she made against Baldoni and then sending the information to various media outlets, including Elle Magazine. Girl, we talked about this as well this morning with Blake Lively and, manifesting generator and thinking before she speaks and thinking or acting before she thinks. And yes, speaking before she thinks as well. Hello. Yes. Join the replay crew, my friend. It was very impromptu, but we did talk. We pulled cards. We predicted this. Mel, you were there this morning. Remember, we've predicted this. We said someone was coming out. I didn't know this fast. Let me go get my cup of tea for this new tea. I know. I didn't even have time to get my tea, guys. I literally just got off a client call. I was talking to Lily May in the comments on this morning's live, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm jumping on a client call, and then I will be right there. I just need to get through this client call. Love my clients. Please, clients, I love you as well. And I also love all of this. This is wild. Okay, so despite the fact that Blake did not name Wallace or street relations in the lawsuit she filed just days later, and he says the damage was done, obviously, and the media continued to report he had engaged in illegal activity. Like, girl, what are you thinking? Blake Lively, cards don't lie. Cards, that's what I said. Cards never lie. Cards never lie. Astrology never lies. It never lies. So people think I'm crazy. And I hear Mel and I jump. Oh, well, hello, Mel. Other Mel. We have multiple Mels here. Hello and welcome to the live. People think I'm crazy when I say things. And we were talking this morning. It's just a conspiracy theory because it hasn't come true yet. But conspiracy theories are like 6 months ahead sometimes. Or, for us, we're breaking the breaking news. Wallace says Blake then doubled down on her conduct by asking a judge to authorize the taking of his deposition, but falsely accused him of being a subcontractor to a company called TAG to assist them in their unlawful retaliatory social combat campaign against Blake. What? This is wild. As I'm just reading this for the first time. As a result of Blake's defamatory statements, Wallace says he has suffered millions of dollars in reputational harm, no doubt, with a projected loss to his company that exceeds another million. Where are they getting all this money? Justin Baldoni's going for the $400 million. I think that's all they're really worth. How much is this guy? This is wild. Oh my goodness. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces. Oh my goodness. Blake's legal team called BS on the lawsuit, telling TMZ another day, another state, another 9-figure lawsuit seeking to sue Miss Lively into oblivion for speaking out against sexual harassment and retaliation. Yes, everyone is just against poor Blake. Blake is never the problem, ever. Poor privileged Blake. Wow. Her lawyers added, this is not just a publicity stunt. It's a transparent retaliation in response to allegations contained within a sexual harassment and retaliation complaint that Miss Lively filed with the California Civil Rights Department. While this lawsuit will be dismissed, we are pleased that Mr. Wallace has finally emerged from the shadows and that he too will be held accountable in federal court. Justin's lawyer had an interview with TMZ and said he lost 4 projects. That doesn't even surprise me. She's out to lunch. You want to know how problematic a Virgo stellium, Lilith 12th house, Eris 9th house oppose a Virgo stellium can be like in their shadow? This is it. This is wild. All right. But I want to show you guys something because I was trying to find the CRD, because I don't think I have her CRD complaint on my computer, but I want to show you guys something. Now I have to pull it up again. Okay, so when the CRD complaint originally dropped, the New York Times is typically behind a paywall, right? So it's typically behind a paywall, but they removed the paywall for her smear campaign article in the New York Times. So for that, we can bury anyone, exposing Justin Baldoni, CRD complaint dropping in the New York Times, they removed the paywall and they basically put it like your grandma that doesn't even know how to sign on to your computer would understand how to download the CRD complaint from the New York Times article. But watch this. I don't know. They might be a little bit more scared than they're letting on. They might be a little bit more scared. Because I went to go download it again. So here's the article. It's now behind a paywall. You can't see the article at all. That is wild to me. So New York Times, and this wasn't like this the other day because I had checked it out the other day. And I think actually we did it on live just a couple days ago. We pulled that website up on live because I wanted to pull up the links to the different pictures. And we were looking at the links to the different pictures and the dates that were attached to them. So we just did this the other day. We pulled it up and it wasn't behind a wall. You could still pull it up. But now the article's hidden. Yeah, I agree, Mel. Show us the receipts. Show us the receipts. Like, I feel as though, and guys, this is the article behind this. Like, we can't see anything else. That's all you can see. So that's, Mel, I agree. You know, I feel it hard to believe with her career falling apart right now and all this negative backlash. If she did have, what was the guy's name from TMZ in the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial? But if she had someone that was like shocking and, you know, this like hidden card, you think she would have let it out by now. You think if she was like, no, I have proof that this happened, that it would have been released by now. Because I don't know. I feel like you wouldn't just be like sitting on this thing while like the internet is just, I don't know. This is wild. TMZ was very dismissive and gaslighting of Brian Freeman, insisted this will never go to court. They were very annoying. They flip-flop. I feel like depending on who pays them, it's honestly the worst. Yep. Yeah. Harvey with TMZ. Mm-hmm. Lawyers have to talk a big game. Mm-hmm. Guys. Yeah. So shady. So shady. The fact that JB has lost so much. Yeah. With all this evidence is bonkers. I agree. I've seen more Ryan Reynolds Mint commercials than I've ever seen before. I can't stand it. Yep. Did you guys know what he did with, now we're just going to hang out for a few minutes. I'm going to pull a couple cards as well, because that's just what we do here as well. But I don't know if you guys realize, so with his sick kids, like he every year, except I think 1 year, there's 1 year he didn't do it. But overall, Ryan Reynolds does like a sick kids fundraiser every year. But usually it's like end of November, beginning of December that the campaigns start. And before this year, I have never been targeted by ads. Like, to me, it just feels weird running paid ads with the cost of paid ads through Facebook right now for a fundraiser. Like, you're going to spend $500,000 on the paid ads just to donate $500,000? It doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, I've never been targeted by ads for it. I've never heard Blake's name, because I have like casually followed Ryan Reynolds over the years. Never heard Blake's name really attached to them at all. This year, it was the same morning that her New York Times article dropped. So her New York Times article, I started seeing the news come out in the evening around that. It was that morning, that his sick kids' paid ads were targeting people. Paid ads. Hi, sweetheart. You go to bed. Paid ads were targeting people. I don't follow Ryan on social, Blake on social. I don't even follow sick kids on social. I don't follow any of them on social media. So that means they would have had a wide net and likely targeting people, because I help clients with ads, likely targeting people that were like clicking on TMZ or following People Magazine or the Daily Mail. So they had a wide net on those ads, and those ads dropped the morning of her CRD. But not only that, it was Blake and I are doing this for Sick Kids Hospital and fundraising this year. So, using sick kids to try and, that just doesn't sit well with me either. Elaine's lawyer, oh my God, came out of the shadows to support Blake. Of course she did. What, if anything? I can't, I have that seared into my mind. What, if anything? Can't use that. I'm not even a lawyer, but that was hilarious. She is a hoot. Elaine, you are a hoot. But yeah, that is wild that she came out with this. If I was in the Mint mobile marketing team, I would stop the ads. It's negative. Yeah. This is wild. So that's really the breaking news I have for you guys, is she's being sued again, but we called it this morning. We said someone was going to come out. It also for me shows, what we've said about her shadow, Blake's shadow in the past on lives, of she does things without thinking. You can't just add people with no proof. You can't accuse people of astroturfing with absolutely no proof they were astroturfing. And from what I've heard, the way that she's used it isn't even correct. I don't even know what astroturfing is. To me, it sounds like fake grass. I don't know. But from what I've heard, they didn't even use it correctly in the context that they were using it in. But anyway, you can't just accuse people of this shit. It's a game to her. It's wild. And then you look at this court case and she's like, I am going to choose who deposes me. I'm going to cast the lawyers on the other side, and I am going to decide who can say what. So I am going to impose a gag order because you are going off script, my friend. Not everything's a movie. What are you talking about? Talk about not reading the room, literally. Oh, so anyway, that's the breaking news. And I was like, I like hanging out with you guys live rather than doing a recording. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pop on live last minute. Why not? It's kind of an awkward time. I'm waiting for my husband to get home with Alaska from his checkup at the doctor. So I'm just kind of sitting here. All right, let's pull a few cards. 8 of coins. Yeah, reversed. Girl, you're in danger. Oh, reminds me of a scene with, you're in danger, girl, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, what's her name? Gina. Girl, you're in danger. You're in danger, girl. Yeah, that's danger. That's danger card. You're in danger of losing your work. Conqueror of coin. Yeah. But the interesting thing for me is Blake so far hasn't lost anything. Really, at the end of the day, it's just bizarre to me how people are right away. Justin lost jobs. He lost awards, lost his co-host on his podcast. Yeah, because she's being the fool. She's going to lose it all because she's being, I don't want Justin to settle, but to me, if I was her, I'd be settling. Oh yeah, he's not nervous at all. I think that's actually the first time we've pulled that card for him. Whew. He's not the hanged one anymore, baby. He's the anchor. He's anchored. He's got his swords out. He's not worried. I don't think Justin is worried. There's still that question. We did a card pull for it the other day of someone hesitantly coming out to support Blake, but I still don't think he's pulling the anchor for him. And yeah, he's not worried because of the towers. Towers coming down and judgment day's coming. I don't have a good feeling. If this goes to court, I just don't have a good feeling for her at all. I don't think any of us do. I think anyone with a hint of intuition and common sense doesn't. But yeah, so he's the anchor. She's the fool in this. And he's not worried because judgment day's coming. I just have a weird feeling, though, about the March 2026 date. I don't know why, but I just have a weird feeling that either it's not, that date isn't going to happen, or I hope he doesn't settle. I genuinely hope he doesn't settle. Oh, that's what it's from. Yes. Molly, you in danger, girl. Yes. Thank you, guys. Gina is also a queen. I love. Now I'm gonna start coughing again. I love Gina. She's so good. Yes, that's where you in danger, girl. I can't laugh. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Yeah, that would be the advice I'd give to Blake right about now. Blake lost her brain. I think it's finally obvious to everyone. There's something going on there. I don't know. Like I worked with youth and I worked in a group home back. It feels like in a past life when I was believe it or not, guys, I was a counselor. And there were young girls that I work with and teenagers that were just like so spoiled their entire lives where it was very hard to tell. And even like their psychiatrists and in terms of medications, it was so hard to tell, like, are they just entitled or is there actually something here to diagnose? But I think Blake thinks she's the star for sure. She's the star of her own world. I think she thinks she's just casting her next movie. He keeps fighting. I think he does. I hope he does. It's hard because like I can't even imagine that's a year waiting and being in this limbo. I can't even imagine the stress. And if he's had health issues from stress in the past, like I haven't had spinal issues from stress, but if I get too stressed, I get a lot of bad health issues. That's tough. But at the same time, like, how do you back down from this? And I worry that he's always going to have kind of that, like mark on his career, right? Like you get accused of something like this. It's not something that just like disappears one day. I'm waiting for her amended lawsuit to see if there's any information from her legal team to make her look sane. I'm interested as well. I will be the first one to say like, man, I was wrong. If something like some smoking gun comes out, I almost wonder if her smoking gun is just like her taking things wrong after she sent a text saying that she's yummy and a ball buster, but not with teeth. Like, is there any context to take that within that's not sexual? Like, I don't know. Is there something wrong with my brain? Because to me, that can only be taken in a sexual way. Like, I don't understand. So it's just weird to me that all of a sudden she's suing him for sexual harassment for saying she's sexy, yet she sent text messages like that. So how is it okay for you to send text messages like that? And I know the context, and I know he explained the context, and it wasn't just like him grossly coming up there and be like, "Oh, girl, you're so sexy. You're so sexy. Can I just like smell you?" It's not how it was. And like her and her husband just set a weird tone for how they communicate. And those people chewing golf balls, maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's another way to think of it. Those people chewing golf balls. That's hilarious. It's so funny. You gotta be a Leo or a Sag. I'm new here, but I was waiting for somebody to do that on the Virgo. She's got like 5 Virgo signs. It's insane. Yeah. What's funny is, and you might fall off your chair when I say this, but I'm a Libra, which is sometimes hard for me to even comprehend. But yes, I am a Libra. Yeah, she could have done so great, but her shadow side is so bad. So bad. Their cat is adorable, by the way. So cute. We don't have cats in the house because we have 2 adopted dogs who have like too strong of prey drive, but we take care of a feral cat colony at our farm. And so we have, I think, 15 cats at our feral cat colony. And they just come from nowhere. They just like know this is a safe place. We have just like cats show up all the time. Team Libra. Woo woo. Hello, my friend. Hello, fellow Libra. Huge double standard, and it's showing in more ways than just a complaint. It's terrible. If Blake Lively doesn't have anything else on JB, they're so wrong. It is so wrong. All right, my friends. Well, I just wanted to hang out with you guys, do a couple card pulls, and let you know what was going on. Let me Google to make sure there's nothing else. Just before I let you go, I can't come on live again tonight. I'm aiming for 11 a.m. tomorrow. I have a client call from, let me double check, 10 a.m. till 11. So after that one, I can come on, and I don't have client calls again until the afternoon. So we can do around 11 tomorrow. Might not be exactly on the nose, depending on how, like if I go over a few minutes. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything new just yet. So we'll put a pin on it. There might be new overnight. Who knows? It's always breaking. But how are you guys feeling about this? What do you guys feel? What do you guys think? This is wild. Oh, Blake. Oh, Blake. I need to also finish the playbook. I don't know if you guys saw the video. I have like the Trojan horse playbook that they do and taking over franchises. I need to finish that. I haven't had a chance to. Maybe I'll do that this evening. I'll work on that this evening. Like, all I want to do is stream with you guys. All I want to do is hang out with you guys and stream. And I'm like, damn it, work. Although clients that are watching, I love you guys. I do love working with you guys. It's never ending. It's wild. He has so much more to uncover. Yeah, this is definitely just the beginning. I'm going to do a lot of sleuthing tonight for you guys. So I'm going to do sleuthing. I'm going to save a bunch of stuff. I'll see what I can find. I'll keep working on my little like timeline for how they take over movies because I think I'm onto something with that. But I have like a little preview of it on a video. One of my older, I think it was Friday I did it. And it should be in the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds playlist. But I talk about their playbook that they have for taking over franchises and how this one was taken over. Please watch the proposal of Baldoni. Oh, yes, that's what I mean to do. I will watch that tonight as well. I'm going to like hunker down and I will watch that as well. I like him. Like, I'm obviously spiritual. I'm into human design and astrology and tarot. Where everyone thinks that he's like weird or to this or to that. I just think people, when they see him like that, they don't understand like someone that's on that spiritual path and spiritual journey and having gone on that healing journey and done the inner child work. And, I have no doubt that he's in touch with like astrology and probably does tarot and stuff like that. He probably has crystals, I wouldn't doubt it. But I just think the general public doesn't, the high sage for him to represent him. I think the general public judges him and is quick to judge him. But that's the problem with, hey, P, oh my goodness, my friend. You're just jumping in the chat when we were about to wrap up. And now I don't want to wrap up because you're here as well. We have new friends to the community today. Lots of new friends. It's been bumping here. That's what just makes me sad as well. And I can also, not to the level that Justin's gone through that, of course, but also relate. So no one's really spiritual in my life. Even my husband's not really, although he'll listen to me talk about it. And the misunderstandings you get and the projections you get, especially with Justin Baldoni being a fifth line in human design. So he's going to get those projections from people. I'll just flip over really quick from those that haven't seen. Let me just close client charts first. And then we'll share this. We'll just touch on it really quick before I let you guys go. So he's a 3-5 profile in human design. And why it's so significant is consciously he's going through a lot of trial and error. But unconsciously, like he's getting a lot of projections on him. So it can be projections around like, you're the savior, or you can help me, you can save me. And he's getting all these projections on him. And in many ways, in many respects, he's going to feel as though, well, I keep going through these trial and errors and I keep messing up. Right angle across the unexpected. He deals with a lot of unexpected things in his life. Justin, if you see this, reach out to me. I always have time in my schedule to do human design reading for you, my friend. It would be my honor. And so right angle across the unexpected, like not only is he a third line, which is trial and error, bumping into life, learning things the hard way, but he has a right angle across the unexpected, which is a lot of unexpected things happening. But he also has a fifth line. And the fifth line one, what we have to keep in mind for Justin is, especially unconscious, is you're not really aware of it. So you might feel like, why are people projecting on me? Or why do people tear me down if like I mess up? Like I'm just a mess up. I'm a screw up. I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm trying to better myself. But I'm making the mistakes and trying to better myself. But why do you see me in this light? Like I'm not a leader. I'm not a hero. I'm not a guru. And the problem with the fifth line as well is people love to tear down the fifth lines. Like I recorded a reel that I uploaded for Ryan. That's Ryan's biggest fault right now is he wasn't obviously aware of how much like the public loves to like take down bullies. The public is appalled by Virgo stelliums in their shadow. But more than that, people love to burn at the cross, as Ra, who the founder of the human design system would have said, the fifth line. People can't wait to burn down the fifth line, be like, you didn't live up to who I thought you were. And so I think there was an aspect of that when this all landed for Justin of like people right away went to that fifth line projection of like, you said you were like this, you said you were a feminist, you said that you cared, this man enough brand, etc. And now it's not who you are and we're going to tear you down. But luckily he's got public favor back on his side. Luckily. But yeah, this is a lot of like unexpected life events for him. Like poor Justin's just here trying to put a movie together that he believes in, and that shit happens. A lot of trial and error through the third line. I feel bad. Like that's. Oh, we have a lot of 3-5s. The projection pedestal is real. Yep. It's a tough one. I have a lot of 3-5s in my life. It is a tough energy to live with and be present within. My husband's a 3-5 projector like Justin. I just found out. Oh my goodness. I'm now very protective of him. I love that you guys are just starting to like get immersed in the human design as well. Every time you guys come back on live, you know more about human design, and that makes my heart so happy. Yeah, Ryan is a 5-1. Yep. So that's going to be the guru conscious, foundations unconscious. And Justin's a 3-5. You got it. I think I got it now. Yeah. So, you know, and thank you for pointing that out. So Justin with the 5 in the front, Ryan with the 5 in the front, his profile, he's more aware of that. So I feel like that's how Ryan has consciously created his brand, is like he's aware of the projections. It's like that friendly Canadian vibe. And I can make fun of Canadians because I'm Canadian. So I can make fun of us. But it's like, you know, like, oh, he's a nice Canadian, eh? Like the comedian, the funny guy, the nice guy. That's just how the Canadians are. And he's lived up to that. He's built a brand around that. And so I think Ryan very effectively leveraged his fifth line, and he understood the projections he was receiving and leveraged them. But the problem is when you build a brand, this is what I say to my clients all the time. When you build a brand that is not you and is not authentically you, you can only keep that mask on for so long. And I think that's what the main problem with Ryan is that mask could only stay on for so long. The mask got heavy and it slipped and it's starting to come out who he is. And now that projection field that he was playing into, Taylor Swift is another one that does a very good job of being like kind of mirror ball through her design, is cracking. And people can't wait to pull you down when you do not live up to those projections. That is true, my friend. The world admires cruelty more than kindness. Yep. I just have like such a visceral reaction to bullies. So my whole life, I've just been an advocate for those that can't advocate for themselves. Like I got into psychology to help children and youth that couldn't advocate for themselves. That's why I got into being a counselor. That's why I worked in after school programs for high risk youth. Why I picked up shifts in group homes at jails. Like I was just so passionate about those that couldn't fight back for themselves. And animals, like I've always been big into animal rescue. As soon as we bought the farm, we started a farm animal rescue. Like I really need to film a video so you guys can see. On Instagram, I have more behind the scenes stuff. It's just my name, Ashley Brianna Eve on Instagram. But we rescued goats and sheep and horses. Like I'm just such an advocate for those that can't fight back for themselves. And there's nothing I hate more than bullies. There's nothing I hate more than bullies. Oh, it just like, I can't deal with it. I don't understand why someone has to be intentionally cruel to anyone. I know Candace Owens says it's like, yeah, the devil. They are the devil. I can't stop. I've never pulled that card so many times as I have since pulling for Blake and Ryan. Do you think Blake would have been amending her lawsuit if not Justin released the website? I think she's still going to. I would expect her to be dropping an amended one. I think that girl has no shame. Like, I don't think she cares who she throws under the bus. But if he had not really, I think she would have done it regardless. I don't think Blake has the ability right now to recognize that she's the problem. She needs to listen to her bestie's song is what she needs to do. Oh, I'm so glad. A lot of people come to the channel for the pop culture, and then like I just, drop the human design because I'm so passionate about it. A lot of you guys know the astrology piece, the tarot piece, but human design is it's just for me another layer to understand people on a different level and a deeper level. Blake was motivated by guilt, but she sounds like desire to me. We can pull her up. Why not? Oh my God, I need to stop accidentally saving all of their connection charts. So she's motivated. So the primary health system gets a little bit, it's a little bit more advanced, but we can definitely go there. So perspective, what we had talked about is Blake is meant to see things through what she wants. She has a very strong ego. So this is for anyone new to human design. This is the ego center. It's based on astrology. So it's going to be your astrology imprint from 88 days before your birth, and then your astrology imprint from your moment of birth. And it creates like what's called a body graph. It's kind of your imprint of your strengths and your shadows and how you're meant to operate. For me, it's kind of like, I like using it as almost a practical anchor for my intuitive astrology, because I do astrology more through the lens of intuitive astrology and esoteric astrology. So we use a lot of like little known points here. This tends to be a little bit more practical. So Blake is meant to see the world through like, what do I want? But her motivation is guilt. So it's interesting. Transference to hope. I feel like she just lives in hope, to be honest. Hope can kind of be the transference. So that's when you're distracted, guys. So if you're like in your shadow, right? I think she just lives there. So hope can kind of be seeing the world through rose-colored glasses, but I think she sees it through like Blake rose-colored glasses. Like, I can do no wrong rose-colored glasses. And I think that's kind of the problem with her making these accusations and such, is it's just like she's not motivated properly. Like, her correct motivation is guilt, doing things because you don't want to feel guilty. I don't think she gives a shit if she feels guilty or not. Like, I don't think she's motivated correctly at all. I think she absolutely is operating through her shadow. You said, sounds like desire. Yeah, I don't think it's desire for her. I think it's hope. I think it's like just such rose-colored glasses from like Delulu land. And you might be able, like, hope can also, what it would be is like hope in terms of the world. I actually have hope with a transference to guilt. So I'm the opposite of her. And, you know, it can almost be seen as almost like a genuine naivete of like, you hope there's going to be good in others. But I honestly think the way Blake Lively is motivated right now and how she's operating is just like, I can do no wrong. I can say whatever I want. There's no repercussions. What do you mean? I love Taylor Swift. And yeah, you know, this only gets to be like that, you know. Yeah. I said I hate bullies, not boys. Yeah, I think this is going to be it. An amended complaint will just be reshuffling. I think that's all it's going to be. I hope to see you tomorrow. Yeah. Gotta run. Have a great day, Laura. It was nice seeing you on live, my friend. Yeah, I see hope now. But hope maybe working negatively. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think that's how Blake operates. I don't like guilt. If you're being motivated by guilt, if that's actually how you're meant to operate, isn't a bad thing, right? Like, you don't want to feel guilty by hurting someone would be like the correct motivation for Blake. Like, I don't want to feel guilty by overstepping my boundaries. Let me know if this sounds like Blake, guys. Let me know. You don't even have to know. Bye, P. Nice to see you, my friend. Let me know if this sounds like Blake. So Blake operating correctly, she would do things. So she would almost be hesitant to file. So human design, again, for anyone just jumping on, is similar to astrology. She would be hesitant to do things because she would be afraid to hurt people's feelings. That's guilt. Like, motivated by guilt isn't necessarily bad, because it's like, you also don't want to feel guilty for letting yourself down. Could be another way of like, I want to start my business because I don't want to feel guilty at the end of my life when I let, my higher purpose pass me by. It can be a way. But I think it's just like blind hope. You're not supposed to live there. Transference is fine, my friends, right? We live in a world that's light and dark. So we don't understand light unless we know the dark. We don't understand hot unless we have the cold. So we don't understand what it means to be motivated correctly unless we have the transference, and we can feel when we're in transference. So if this was a client of mine and she started talking about like, yeah, I'm filing the CRD complaints, like, you know, I hope the world sees what they did to me, and I hope that they'll take my side because they created this smear campaign against me. Those would all be signs for me and red flags for me if Blake was a client of like, she's actually not motivated correctly in this. She's not operating in alignment with like her astrology, her human design. But yeah, it's interesting. Usually I get along with people that have really strong charts. I don't think I would get along well. There's pretty much nothing worse than a manifesting generator with the 34 to 20 that is out of alignment, because they're just like a bull in a china shop, and they're not thinking of how they impact others. They're not even thinking really sometimes of how they impact themselves. Like, all manifesting generator clients with the 34 to 20, and you know, they're just doing things because they're not thinking, they're just acting. And then they regret it later. And they're like, can you clean up my mess? I'm like, oh no, girl, this is your mess to clean up. Like, I'm not cleaning this up for you. What does transferent mean in relationship to motivation? So that's just essentially another way. I don't know why there's so many different ways to say it, but when you transfer, you're distracted, if you will. You're in your shadow. So it's transferring from how you're meant to operate to the shadow of how you operate. Good question. All right. Well, you know, it's like 25 minutes ago. I'm like, all right, guys, that's it. I'm going to let you guys go. But again, I love hanging out with you guys so much. All right. Well, that's all I got for you. I'm going to do some sleuthing tonight, see what I can find out, if there's any new updates. Seeker of Wands, another card we pulled. The Seeker of Wands came out against the Lovers. Look at that. Look at that. Against Blake and Lively. Seeker of Wands we pulled this morning, and I was like, with the Chariot, and I said, someone's coming out against them. Wheel of Fortune again reversed for Blake and Ryan. The World reversed again for Blake and Ryan. I swear I don't plan this. I don't know if you guys could hear me shuffling these, and then I just pick from the top of the deck. The Moon again reversed for them. You would think I don't have any other cards in this. And the Seven of Swords reversed for them. Ain't looking good for the two of them. I think there's more going to come out as well, but this is who is in the Chariot this morning that we talked about. Yeah, exactly, Mel. You go to your opposite. Yeah. All right, my friends. It was such a pleasure to hang out with you again. I love hanging out with you guys. Oh, let me just scroll up. I think I missed a question. I try my hardest. Are you going to do Taylor's chart? I not today, but I do have a lot done, Taylor. If you go under, I think it's the deep dives. I'm trying to think of what playlist it is. Usually the ones with Taylor are mixed, if that's who you mean by T, are mixed into like the longer streams. There's a bunch of really long streams where we just like chatted for 2 hours and pulled up charts. And there's a lot on Taylor in there. All right. I'm so glad. It's so nice to see you guys. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow around 11. I plan for about 11. Like I said, if my call with my client goes a little bit long, I might be a bit late, but let's plan on 11, meeting back here, same place, different time. We're going to keep diving in. Have a wonderful day, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.